But I don't want to go. It's dark outside, and scary. Why can't we wait until daylight?" Taylor Beaumont looked back and wished for the 100th time that day that the ghost had a corporeal body that could be handcuffed and dragged to their appointment. Helena Henry made even the most pleasant of errands difficult and potentially illegal. But when she was directly opposed to something, it was all over but the crying. And drinking. Helena did tend to drive one to a hot bath and cold bottle. "You sound like the Winston's cat when it's in heat," Taylor said. "I'm not discussing this with you again. This was the only time I could get an appointment, and we're parked barely a half block away. You need answers about your place here on Earth, and I don't have them. This psychic is supposed to be the real deal. She might be able to give us those answers. And if there is a God, the poor woman won't be able to see you." If hearing Helena was akin to traversing the 5th level of hell, seeing her was a place in hell that Taylor hadn't even heard of. The ghost managed to choose a completely inappropriate wardrobe for both her age and her size, and then mangled her poor choices into an ensemble that would probably make the Pope decree the end was nigh. Her current artistic expression was dedicated to the upcoming Christmas holiday, and it was a doozy. Her feet sported green elf boots, complete with bells and red trimming, and that was the best part of the entire outfit. After that, things went seriously downhill. Her legs were clad in green leggings that matched the boots. The leggings might not have been the horror they were if Helena had elected to wear a top that covered the worst of her offending areas. Instead, the ghost had fabricated a top from red tinsel, complete with silver bells hanging from the end of her tinsel-wrapped boobs. On top of her head perched a Star of David tree topper because, as Helena said, she didn't want to leave others out of the celebration. Taylor was fairly certain that anyone who could see Helena would beg to be excluded from whatever the hell she had going on. "What if she cast a spell on me?" Helena asked, as she jangled up the sidewalk behind Taylor. "If she casts a good wardrobe taste spell on you, I'll pay her extra." "Rude," Helena glared. "Like you're a fashion plate. If I had your body, there would be no limit to what I would wear." Taylor cringed. "You mean you're limiting yourself now?" "Seriously," Helena said. "What if she puts me in a bottle or something?" "You're not a genie. No one is putting you in a bottle or casting a spell. You're dead. What in the world could she do to hurt you?" "Maybe she'll send me back," Helena said quietly. Taylor stopped walking and stared. "You have got to be the only person in the known universe who doesn't want to be in heaven." "I want to be in heaven, just not now. I have a grandbaby, and friends, sort of. Sometimes it seems like everything good happened to me after I died." Taylor sighed. "I get it, okay? But I promise you we're only going to talk to her. No one has any plans to do anything to you." "What if she weirds me out or something?" "Then you pop out the wall and run away." "What about you?" "I have a gun." "You could have told me you had an exit plan." A multitude of thoughts went through Taylor's mind, but she didn't bother to verbalize them. Helena seemed immune to both subtle and direct communication. "Here's the place," she said, and pointed to a shop door. The building was in the French Quarter and had that slightly run-down look that a lot of the historical buildings did. The steps leading up to the entry were crooked, and when Taylor entered, she found the floors slanted as well. The shop was tiny and had dim light, and every shelf was crammed with merchandise, candles, jewelry, incense, and other spiritual items for the many belief systems in New Orleans. A young woman with a blonde and purple bob stood at the counter at the back of the store, opening a cardboard box. She barely glanced at them when they walked inside, but Taylor headed straight toward her. She was, after all, the only person in the store. "She looks weird," Helena said. Taylor raised one eyebrow and stared at the ghost. "She looks weird?" "Whatever. Let's get this over with." Taylor continued to the counter, and Purple Hair looked up from a box of gree-gree and gave her a bored look.